Hey guys, welcome to my channel again. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can make a trading plan, how my trading plan is, and who do I think needs a trading plan, okay? So let's go for it. First, I wrote down what I think a trading plan needs to include, okay? I will go one by one, but pair, session, hours, risk per trade, your max daily loss, the maximum of accounts you're going to trade that day, your setup strategy, the trade management, the risk reward ratio, and when you do partials, and the news trading. Okay, so let's go one by one. First, you need to know what pair are you trading. Okay, I focus on only two pairs. Okay, so you need to decide what are you going to trade. If you're forex, you're going to trade pairs. If you're trading indices, you're going to choose indices, gold, wherever. You need to know what you're trading. Okay, you cannot go into the charts and not even know what you're trading. When I started trading, I used to have like 6 or 7 forex pairs, indices too. So I was just looking for setups everywhere, and there's no way that can work. So you just need to know what you're trading and choose your pairs. Okay. The session. You need to know if you're trading London session, New York session, or Asian session, whatever. But you need to know what you're trading because each session behaves in its own way. So if you're trading London session, you already know what you're looking at. So this is important too. The hours, okay? I will say the hours I trade, but apart from the sessions, you know that there's hours which price is more sensitive and you want to trade those hours, okay? This may depend if there's news or whatever, but I have strict rules for the hours too, and I will explain later my trading plan. The risk per trade. You need to know before you enter the charts how much you're going to risk every trade. I mean, when I started, I tried to differentiate between if the trade was super clear or not super clear. So I would decide live if I was going to risk 0.5 or 1 or 2 or whatever. So that didn't work out for me because the trades I risk low were the trades that were successful, and the trades that I risk high are the trades that I missed. So you need to know which is the risk that you're going to use for your trades. So that's important. You need to know beforehand how much you're going to risk so you don't get trapped thinking about if you risk too much, too low. Okay, I'm using a fixed risk. Okay, I will explain my risk later, but this needs to be clear. Next, the max daily loss. This is going to depend on your risk per trade, okay? If your max daily loss is, for example, 2% and you're risking 0.5, it means that you can lose 4 trades, okay? I think losing 4 trades in a day is probably too much, but it depends on you. If your risk per trade is 1%, then it means that you can only miss 2 trades before closing the charts, okay? This is a thing I like to add because you know that I have many accounts. So if you reach max daily loss in one account, which would be, for example, 2%, you can switch to another account and trade that account. But what happens if you reach the max loss on the second account too? You cannot be, I mean, if you're having a bad day, you cannot put all your accounts into the max daily loss, okay? So for example, here, I would say if you have 4 accounts, you can have the max daily loss only on 2 accounts and you stop trading for the day, okay? So this is a thing I like to add to my trading plan, but only applies if you have many accounts, okay? Next, the setup and strategy. You need to know what you're trading, okay? This is obvious. You need to know what you're looking at, what time, what is your target. You need to know what you're doing. This is quite obvious, but it needs to be said, okay? You can have many strategies if you want, so you need to detail in your trading plan what strategy are you using, what are you looking for, and how are you going to execute, okay? When are you going to entry, all of that. Next, the trade management. This means when are you moving your stop loss to break even, when are you moving your stop loss in profit maybe, when are you closing the trade, okay? So this may depend on a lot of situations. I will explain mine later, but maybe you can decide to always move the trade to break even when it's into ratio or one ratio, or when it has reached your first target, when maybe there's news. So I will explain that later, but if there's news, you can move your stop loss to break even, so it's safer. You need to know when are you moving your trade your stop loss to break even. Okay, that is important. So, I mean, the reason of having a trading plan is to not make you think live, because you need to be focused on trading. So if you have already planned everything before, these are things that you don't need to waste energy on when you're trading, because you already decided before. So yeah, let's continue. The risk reward ratio on the partials. So this means that you need to know what are you looking for. Okay, your minimum reward, for example, if you're trading funded accounts, it can be 1 ratio. I mean, it's also okay. If you're trading challenges, maybe you need to at least 2 or 3R. If you are trading news, maybe you need 4R, 5R, whatever. When are you taking partials? I will explain my case later, but if you have many targets, you can take partials on the first one. You can take partials at 2R, always at 2R. You can take partials at 3R. I used to do that a lot. When trade was at 3R, I would never let the trade reverse on me without taking partials, okay? So you need to have rules like that. If you are too greedy, I mean, all of this, I said it before. I mean, when you're trading, you can have the emotions, the greed, the fear, whatever. But when you are making the plan, you are neutral. I mean, you don't have emotions. I don't have any emotion right now when I'm talking to you. So I can now make a plan for you, and I would not be emotional about it. So when I'm trading, I only need to have the discipline to follow the plan I wrote without emotions, okay? Because now I'm trading, now I have emotions. So I need to have that discipline to follow the plan done without emotions, okay? So basically the use of a plan is to do something without the emotional part, because when you're trading, maybe moving your stop loss to break even is going to be really painful or whatever, or you don't want to take partials because you are too greedy. So the emotions play a big part in your trading, and the trading plan is used to reduce that part. And finally, the news trading. Okay, it goes a little bit related to that. If there's news, maybe you can hold your trade for long. If there's news, maybe you're not going to trade London session. If there's CPI or whatever, okay, you need to have rules like this. If there's news, you can move your stop loss to break even. If there's news, you can reduce your risk at half. I mean, imagine you enter a trade at 8, and there's news at 8:30. So at 8:25, you just close half of your position, and so you reduce your risk for the news. Okay, you can have rules like that on news. I think it's quite useful too. So I think it would be this. Now you need to choose, do yours, and I don't think I'm leaving anything. But if you feel that you need to add something else to your training plan, you can do it. Okay, so I will quickly do how my training plan would be, so you just see how I trade. Okay, so my pairs would be Euro USD, GBP USD, looking at DXY. Obviously I do not trade DXY, but I look at it, and I can also trade USD CAD when I don't see setups on Euro or GBP, but mostly this. Okay, the session I used to trade London, and now I trade more New York too. So let's put London/New York. Okay, the hours. In my case, I would never trade before 2:30. There are some exceptions. Okay, when there's some news at 2, I can trade before, but the general rule is never trade before 2:30 or after 12 p.m. Okay, it's already late, probably not a big move coming. So basically this risk per trade. Let's say now, let's say 1% on challenges. Challenge, and 0.5% in funded. Okay, max daily loss, I would say 2% on challenge and 1% in funded. Okay, so losing 2 trades in a row, I think it's enough for me to close the chart, and I think it's necessary to keep trading after that. Max account traded, I would say 3 accounts in my case. Okay, I'm not going to lose 6 trades in a row, so this would never happen. I never reach this maximum, but yeah, just in case, I would never lose more than 6 trades, which would mean not in more than 3 accounts, but I really don't lose much, so just in case, but not necessary. My setup strategy, you already know, I use time-based entries, okay, and exits. If you check my profile, my Twitter, and Will Street profile on Twitter too, you will see this. Trade management break-even, I never do based on ratio now, okay, I based on targets. So if I had, let's say, like 3 targets like this, 1, 2, sorry, and the last one here, I would take 70% off here, 15% here, and the last 15% up there. So I'm not based on risk ratio anymore. Sorry, I was talking about partials right now. Okay, so let's move this. I was talking about partials. Break even. You can move break even, same when you reach your first target. Okay, let me go here. First target reached, or more than 2R if it's funded. Okay, so if it's a challenge account, I'm going to risk more. Okay, I'm less risk averse if it's a challenge. If it's a funded account, obviously I'm more careful, and let's say in the case of a 100K account, to ratio can be $1,000 already, so I don't want to go from winning $1,000 to negative. Okay, so on funded account I treat a little bit different than in challenges. Let's get back to here again. I was talking about the partials. Okay, I don't take partials based on ratio, based on targets or money. Okay, this is important because I know many traders don't say this, but if you're trading a funded account and you're trading 100K and you have already $1,000 made, okay, you can take partials there. I mean, that's real money. You're one button away from having real money. So don't be too obsessed on always reaching your final target, okay? Let's say, for example, your final target is at $2,000. Let me write it down. Final target is at 2,000. So you take partials when the trade is at 1,000, okay? Let's say this is 1R and this is 2R. So if you take partials here, it means that if the trade reaches take profit, you're going to win $1,000, okay? So what happened here? You sacrificed this $500, but you took here $500 at 1R, okay? So let's say you were risking 1% here and you close half of the position, you would have secured $500 here and 0 here, okay? You need to choose what you want. The chance to be 0 and be able to win 2,000, or knowing for sure you have 5,000 and you're going to have 1,500 if you reach take profit, okay? So we are human, we have also some kind of emotions, we need the money, so do not be obsessed of always reaching your final take profit, because it's only, I mean, what you want is $1,500 and what you had to lose, I mean, when you lost by not holding was only $500, okay? So for me, it's really worth it to take partials on funded accounts. On challenges, I'm not that inclined to take partials because on challenges you need a big return, so it's not really useful to keep losing money, okay? If you have a target, it's better to hold, but in funded account, for me, it works different. I mean, that is just my personal opinion. You need to do your trading plan. And news trading, what I told you, look for more ratio, because obviously the risk is bigger in news, okay? You can even blow your account, so you need to look for more ratio and close position to reduce your risk, or move stop to break even. You can choose whatever you want here, in this case in news trading, okay? So this would be a little bit how my trading plan would look like, okay? I don't have it written right now, but you can just write it down, print it, and put it by your side on your table, and you know 100% that you're going to follow this, okay? In my case, I have it really in my mind, okay, so I don't need to print it anymore. But yeah, I hope you find this insightful. I hope you can build a nice training plan for you. I hope you feel a little bit inspired from what I wrote here. And if you think I missed something, you can just tell me and ask what do I think about that, okay? As I told you, I have not this printed and written it down right now, so maybe I'm missing something, okay? But yeah, this would be basically how a training plan should look. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you want more. And yeah, see you in the next video.